You've all heard the saying, ignorance is bliss. Well, I'm here to give you a different outlook on the word ignorance. So ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is actually expensive. It costs you when you choose to dig your head in the sand and choose to be unaware and unconscious of what is going on around you, whether it be within the world, within your own personal space, within your own personal family. So let's start unpacking all the places where you can choose to be aware and not ignorant, and that it's not going to cost you the things that are precious and dear to you. So let's dive in. So for those of you who are new to my vlog, welcome to this week's vlog. Welcome to Living Consciously with MC, which is me, your host, Marie-Claire, MC for short. And it's just so interesting in terms of how many people will rather choose to be unaware and unconscious and kind of go through their life on autopilot. But autopilot is also a program where we stay in our wounded self, and it's a self that the ego loves to thrive on. So the ego mind is very much attached to our shadow self. It is a lower vibrational energy. It will feed on things like low self-esteem, self-criticism, everything that anybody else says to us. We actually take it on so personally, and we perceive things into what that person has said. And it's not necessarily coming from an awareness. It's just coming from this because we've got this energy around us where we feel that everyone is out to get us, that we're in victim mode, and then we generally do stick our head under the sand and choose ignorance is bliss. But when you can keep remembering that ignorance, choosing to be ignorant, is actually an expensive energy trait, super, super expensive. We then start shutting out everything and everyone around us, and we get so caught up, like our life that we have created in our own minds, in a very distorted version of this reality. We end up getting so sucked in and pulled in. And it's often why people end up becoming depressive or even contemplating suicide, because they've just locked themselves into this very small and dense version of what they perceive reality to be. And if something seems too overwhelming for them on the outside, they go deeper into this energy state that is not supporting them and not serving them any purpose. So one of the tools that I tend to use a lot with so many of my clients, and I tell anyone who's sitting with an energy state of feeling really depressed, really low, contemplating thoughts of suicide, is who does this even belong to? And I cannot begin to express to you the magnitude and the depth that this one tool of asking, who does this even belong to? Is this mine? Does it belong to someone else? Is it even true? Asking those questions allows you to start getting clearer in terms of what have you been holding on to, and does it even belong to you? Number one, is it stuff that you've brought on from society? And you're going to hear this question a lot through many of my vlogs on my channel. Who does this even belong to? Is this even mine? And return it to sender with consciousness and unconditional love attached. So remember, unconditional love has the ability to dissipate so many lower vibrational energies. So too does joy and laughter. But if you find yourself really just being pulled into a state that the world is, doomsday, and yes, there is a lot of stuff that's going on in the world at the moment, and although I choose not to talk about it on my channel, please don't mistake it for the fact that I am unaware of the bigger picture of what's happening. There are so many channels out there, and I do believe that there are enough channels out there that have the information to allow people to awaken to a different possibility. My main aim is for people to get clear within themselves, to know what your own energy is, to get so much more clarity and closeness to your self journey. So your self-mastery journey or personal mastery journey is when you are so okay with everything that has led you up until this moment in point, and you look back on your life experience and you really see it as an experience. You're no longer looking back at judgment or being even extra hard on yourself and almost knocking yourself out because maybe at one stage you had everything, and then through various certain experiences you may have lost it all, and then you feel as though you will never be able to achieve what you had then. But that is just an interesting point of view, and remember, it's our point of view that is creating our reality. So again, if you just come out from putting your head into the sand and choosing beyond ignorance, choosing to be aware, choosing to be conscious of the choices that you are making to create your own reality. So I'm so aware of what the predictions are for the world around. And I also know the power of me choosing a different thought pattern to feed energy to can change what is going out into the world. So if everyone takes the awareness of what the world can be and what it looks like at the moment, and that everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. This is a game. This is an illusion. There is this third dimensional matrix of lies and limitations and illusions. We have lots of places where we have been left clues to what is available, even going back to Leonardo da Vinci, where he left information in his artwork and with his incredible knowledge, and he just slightly tucked it away so that you would really have to be one of those searchers of knowledge, of like really seeking something different. And that is what changes the world and the trajectory of the world, is the disruptors, which people call divergent sometimes, the disruptors who are choosing to just see this is the status quo, but what is available beyond the status quo. And then you get the seekers who are always looking for something else that's available because they know that they know that they know through tons of old history that is still available for us to connect to, that there is something there that is hidden in plain sight. And those seekers are looking for that lost information, information from Lemuria, information from Atlantis, and information from way beyond that, and also way out into the galaxy, information that has been left for us. And this is where free will comes in, because you really want to be determined and almost make a demand for something different to show up into your life in order for the universe to get a sense that you are really serious, that you're not playing ignorance is bliss. You're choosing something different. You're choosing to be far more alert, awake, and aware and conscious to what is available to you. And it's taking one moment at a time, because we can waste a lot of energy looking at the past and seeing all the places where we wish we could have, would have, should have, or projecting into the future of doomsday prophecies instead of being aware that that is one available possibility. But what else is available beyond that? What else is available and possible that we haven't even considered yet? And the only way that you can start tapping into that information is if you start being far more clear with where you are at in your own personal life. Do you love your life? Do you love the job that you're in? Do you love the people that you surround yourself with? And if we can start getting really honest with ourselves on those small little things, because they're small things, but they're also big things. But when you start getting a lot more clarity in terms of what is going on in my own life and what can I change in my own life, what am I willing to accept and what am I no longer willing to accept? And the stuff that I'm no longer willing to accept, how do I change that? Universe, show me. Remember, ask, believe, and receive works. It really works. Sometimes you just have to ask a different question out into the universe, not why is this happening to me? Ask what else is possible here? What else is available through my life experiences? What will it take for things to exceed all of my expectations and to turn out far greater than I can possibly ever imagine? Universe, show me, is what I'm feeling right now in this moment, does it even belong to me? Because I was happy 5 minutes ago and now I'm feeling really low and, depressed and, what is this? And does it even belong to me in the first place? Is it even true? And whatever this is, I return it to sender with consciousness attached and unconditional love attached. And every single day, strive to get clearer within your own energy field, within your own life, of do you have the right support structure around you? And if you don't, what will it take for you to attract a different support structure? What would it take for you to be open enough to say, okay, universe, I really do require some extra assistance here, and I may not know who to reach out to, but can you please support me? Can you please show me the signs, my guides, my angels, my spirit team? Can you point me in the right direction of who would best be a contribution to my world and to my life? And when you let that go and you surrender and you've asked that question, the universe is going to respond to you with names, with information, and then it's up to you to go and check that out. Thank goodness for social media. You can check out people's profiles, people's websites. You can get a feel for whether that person could be a contribution to you. And know that none of us have to go through this journey alone. Even though it is a self-mastery and a personal mastery journey where you get clear, you're allowed to seek outside assistance and support to just guide you in the most divine directions for you to see clearer. Because again, sometimes the lens that we're busy looking through something is a little distorted. It is a little dirty because the ego self and the shadow self has made you like be stuck into this vortex of very unpleasant energies. And in that space, you don't feel as though that there is a lifeline. But it just takes you saying, universe, a little help here. Angels, guides, spirit team, please, can you point me in the most divine direction? And you send that request out, and that is you sending out a lifeline, and the universe can send out in return a multiple amount of lifelines to what the universe knows would be best for you and your highest good. And it's just up to you to grab hold to it and be like, let me see where this leads. Let me see if this is what's going to be a contributing factor. And you'll probably learn something and you'll gain an experience. It might not be the exact one you were thinking of or looking for, but it's a stepping stone. Because everything in this world is connected, and every stepping stone and every person you meet is going to show you and lead you to something different. Especially when you start to embark on a self-mastery and a personal mastery journey and an awakening journey. Self-awareness is huge, absolutely huge. And the self-awareness journey is going to look different for each and every single person because we are all unique. And it's more than okay that what meditation looks like for me may not look the same for you, may not look like the same for somebody else. But there is something that you do where you have time to quieten your mind and to get clear and to receive downloads and information from your guides, from your spirit team, from any elementals that you might connect with, unicorns, dragons, fairies. And yes, for some people, they still think this is very woo-woo. But there is an elemental energy that exists within this world that can support us as much as there is angelic support systems that can support us. There are galactical energies that can support us. The amount of support that we can receive is infinite. It just requires you to be open and aware, head out the sand, and just asking and looking to see what else is truly available for you, and just start getting clear of what actually does not belong to you so that you can keep on that beautiful path that is laid out in front of you. And this path isn't always one direction. It is meant to flow and curve and have some highs and have some lows. It's all part of the law of rhythm with the universal laws. But most importantly, just remember that ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive. So if you can cancel, clear, delete, erase, eradicate, eliminate, and to destroy and uncreate all the places where you have chosen to be ignorant, where you are maybe still choosing to be ignorant, just frack it out your system. Frack it out your system. Erase, eradicate, eliminate, cancel, clear, delete, destroy, and uncreate it. Get a sense of what is available around you. Far, far big what is available around you. And start making different choices. Start amplifying your awareness so that you know what's available to you. You know that what is available and what is occurring around the world does not have to be the thing and the future that we all choose. We all get to choose a different reality. We all get to choose a different trajectory in our lives. And the most important part is that you choose it and you make the demands, that you are looking for the change and you're willing to be the change. I know everyone says it's so cliche. If you're not willing to be the change is not going to occur. So that's this week's vlog. Sending you all lots of love, lots of magic, lots of blessings, lots of extra energy to help you to become more self-aware on your personal mastery journey, on your self-mastery journey. with whoever shows up in your life as your mentor, as your guide, because there is a lot of information available out there. And ask your guides in the universe to support you and to assist you in receiving the right information. It's actually changed the most divine information at the most divine time, at the most divine opportunities, or providing the most divine opportunities for you so that you get to choose something greater. So lots of love, lots of magic, lots of blessings, and until next week,